How much did that influence you want to do comedy though? Like your dad doing comedy, or do you feel like you was born naturally a comedian? Or did you seeing your dad make you want to pursue it, or what you think on that?
So when I was growing up, I was always funny, just class clown, just always cracking a joke. It just kind of naturally, like at the house. I mean, that's my father, so you can't really survive in that household if you don't have a comeback, if you don't have that. But when I was younger, up until about 17, I didn't want to do stand-up. I was always acting. I always wanted to act. I didn't want to do stand-up just because that's what him and that's what Guy did. I'm like, I don't really want to do all that. But it came a time to where I was like, well, damn. It feels like it would be right. And it was like the only reason why I didn't want to do it was because they did it. And I was like, well, that's a stupid reason. I mean, if you're a comedian, you're a comedian.
Right.
And I feel like some people are born comedians, some people aren't. And you can work to get there, but I was like, damn, I was born a comedian. I'm trying to run from something that's in my backyard. And it's like, acting's cool, but once I started doing stand-up, I was like, I kind of like this a little bit better. It's more fun. You know what I mean? Right. And I love acting, but I was like, oh, this is better. It just feels right. You know what I mean?
And then at least you naturally want to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
cool. I feel the same way, bro. Like, I love acting, but it ain't nothing like I was at the Flappers last night. Man, had a great set. Ain't nothing better than that feeling killing on stage.
Oh, yeah. That right there is it's a certain type of high that you can only get from doing that. It's only you can only get it from, and you have to do well. And when you kill, it's like it's a different feeling. Like when I did Monday Rays and I slammed, and it was like one of them feelings, bro. I was high, literally. Like I felt different. I felt different for like an hour after. Right. And I was like, people were like, "I'll buy you a drink." I was like, "I'm chilling, bro."
If I was Joe Rogan, I would have told you the scientific reason why you're high. I would have said the chemical fucking. But I'm not Joe Rogan. I don't know that shit.
Right. But it definitely is a different feeling, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think that's why a lot of people went crazy during the coronavirus and everything shut down. Like my wife is a therapist and she does psychology, and she was like, "I am so worried about all those comics who get that release doing that on stage for that to stop cold turkey." It was like,
what they call like dopamines or something like that?
Dopamine. Yeah.
The ones with the energy too, man. You know, the comedians with the like,
absolutely,
like yourself.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you one of the people that, man, you gonna act, you run the light on accident.
All right.
You going crazy. You feel me? You know, so it's like that's a feeling like
last night I ran it on purpose.
right. It's that certain type of energy, man.
I was
like, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
but they actually switched the light where the light is at Flappers, and I was like, that's the light, and then it was like, yeah, that's the new light. And they got a new light at Flappers, and then I was like, all right, I'm finna do one more joke.
Everyone's got that for at least a couple months. Maybe like one more. Like, oh, that's where the new light is. Oh, darn. Yeah.
Y'all can keep talking. I'm fucking.
That feeling of being on stage, it is 100% true, man. Sometimes I have sex and I just think about being on stage, and then I'm like,
you ain't never.
Oh my God!
About to be like, I'm about to do an hour.
That's a whole different type of high, man.
Yeah.
Like for real, to control the crowd. You know, for that amount of time,
and it's the pacing and everything too. It changes everything else, especially LA, where it's like showcase sets, 5, 10 minutes, 15. That's why, like, I don't know, I'm sure you see me on fucking Facebook and Instagram. I'm such a fucking cunt when it comes to like comedy and stuff, because I feel like a lot of the people in LA that are like the loudest, that complain the most, that run like indie shows, most of those guys aren't in clubs, or they're like, you know, they're so like, and it's like there's only a few people that are actually like doing it. They're like touring, doing these hours, and really like doing the crux of the work of it. There's some people I've seen doing, an open mic for like 10 years, and they're just so opinionated on comedy.
I know. It's like, how about you get funny first?
Not for real. Damn.
How y'all feel about these specials where some people's specials nowadays like get like serious, like super serious?
Yeah.
And then they'll come back out and do a joke. But how do y'all feel about that? Like, I guess like the evolution of stand-up, where it's like they may not always have like a killer joke, but they're saying something sincere or something.
I feel like it's turned into a big ass TED talk, first of all. Like, and then I think it's heavily influenced by society now. They up there, like you said, trying to talk about, people don't even be comedians, not even silly no more in specials.
Right.
It's just it's a joke at the end of the day. Everything is just so serious. Like,
right.
That's such a good point that you talk about being silly, because there's a few there's nothing that makes me laugh harder than someone just being silly.
Thank you.
And I see comedy. I mean, I see comedy every day, especially at that club. And it's like, you're right. It's like, I feel like comedy has become such a big serious thing that when you see those silly people that pop up, you're like, oh yeah, that's what that's what it should be still.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And comedians, we understand that. Everybody can't beat Chappelle.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I feel like that's kind of where it started.
Yeah.
You know, which is Chappelle.
Yeah,
you know?
Chappelle.
And then I
He's
feel
great.
like, he's great.
Well, but it's also, you got like, Nanette, which is like, all right, whatever. And then like, Chappelle has become this like truth teller, or storyteller. But also like, there are guys that have, like was a Hassan Minaj Homecoming King.
Yeah, Homecoming King.
That was that to me that seemed less of like. That was like more of a one-man show.
Yeah, no,
Same
they
thing with
are.
like Neil Brennan's. Like, there's like one-man shows.
Yeah.
Then there's just like stuff where it feels like you're just preaching.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's just.
But
stuff where
here's
it's
the
like
thing.
a comedy.
Here's
Right.
what I will say about Chappelle is some of the specials, they're like, what did Damon Wayne say? He said speeches. But it's like, you got to remember, Chappelle has put out a lot of funny, silly specials. Like, he did that. So he showed that side. So it's like, it's different when he'll do something and wants to be serious and maybe get a different message across, because it's like, he did that. But some of the comedians where it's like they put out a special and it's like they haven't put anything out and it's just serious. It's like, yo, what the hell? Where the jokes at?
They did
Where the jokes?
I like Earthquake special.
Yeah, because it was just jokes. It was
just
just
jokes.
But what I did like is Neil Brennan's new special. Like I thought it was great, you know. But he didn't end on a joke. He ended on he might commit suicide. You know?
Mike Birbiglia, Sleepwalk with Me. I think my girlfriend's boyfriend. These are all like one-man theater shows, but they're fucking hysterical.
Yeah, man.
But it really I think those are important and they do hold a piece on like art and stuff. But I think comedy and jokey jokes are always just that wins out for me.
Right.
That wins out for me too, man.
Yeah.
You know what is my pet peeve is I know a lot of comedians do this now, but this is my pet peeve. People sitting down doing their specials, bro.
It's called the stand-up comedy special.
I'm gonna sit down the whole time.
Right.
Unless you're, there's two exceptions for why you should be sitting down during a special. You're in a wheelchair.
Right. That's number one.
Yeah, or you're like super, super chubby. You know what I mean? Like at that point,
Right.
I get it.
You're old.
I'm not gonna.
Want me down, I get it. Hate that I keep winning. Stab my back is tempting.